I want to tell you a story from the Bible. This is from Second Kings chapter 4. And in this story, we have a woman whose dream, whose hope, who desire, her dream deep within is to have a child. But she gets married and no child. And she's growing older. Her husband is getting old, and there's no child. And it's pretty clear that for whatever reason, she can't have children. And so her dream is dying, and she just quietly buries the dream and goes on to other things. Now, as it turns out, she and her husband are quite well off in terms of wealth in those days. And so she uses that wealth to provide hospitality for a man of God, Elisha the prophet. And she actually builds an addition onto her home so that whenever this Elisha is in town, he has like a little apartment to stay in, and she provides this rich hospitality to him. So anyway, Elisha is thinking to himself, well, she's been very kind to me. What can I do for her? And so he asks her, what can I do for you? And she says, nothing. I don't need anything. And then the Lord gives him insight into this dream that she has buried. And Elisha says to her, a year from now, you're going to be holding your newborn child in your arms. And this was like too much for her. And she just said, don't play games with my heart. The idea was she had this dream, and this dream was gone. It was dead and buried. And her way of dealing with that deep disappointment was to not even talk about it, not even bring it up. But sure enough, a year later, she's holding her newborn son in her arms. God graciously provided her with a child. And so time goes on, and this child grows. And when he's old enough to go out into the farm fields to watch his father and the farm hands work, he's out there one day and he gets sick. And his father says to one of the farm hands, carry him home to his mother. And so the farmhand carries the little boy home to his mother. His mother places him on his bed, and there she watches through the day as this little boy gets sicker and sicker and finally dies, finally stops breathing. And so rather than tell her husband what happened, she went out with one of their workers and she found the man of God. She had to travel some distance, but she found the man of God, Elisha. And she says to him in her deep, deep heartache, she said, didn't I tell you not to play games with my heart? And I pause here because this is where a lot of people are, and this might be where you are right now. God is supposed to be loving. He's supposed to be kind. He's supposed to be good. But instead of experiencing this loving, kind, good God, it feels like you're on the cosmic end or the business end of a cosmic experiment, and God is just in the background laughing at your pain. I mean, if that's where you are, I get it. I've been there. I've been there when everything in my world is falling apart and all of my dreams are dying, and nothing looked good. And I just want to say that God is still good. And in our story, what happens is Elisha returns to the woman's house, and he prays for this little boy, and this little boy is raised from the dead. And I just share this story. No, God doesn't always raise people from the dead. He will at the end. Yes, everybody will be raised, but he doesn't always do it in this lifetime. But God does see your disappointment, and he does see your hurt and your heartache. And I will assure you that the story isn't over, that God's kindness is still there, and God has the ability and the desire, and He will do what needs to be done so that your life has deep meaning, deep significance, and so that it's ultimately very fulfilling. Anyway, that's a Bible story from 2 Kings chapter 4. I hope these thoughts have been helpful. I'm Dwight Clow. Much love from my home to yours. Have a fantastic week.